going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to United View. Yes, we are back live for another edition of Matchday Reloaded here at Panenka Studios. Yes, we're back. We're celebrating this morning. We're in a celebratory mood. Yes, I've got my cup of coffee. I've got my Carabao over there. I might get it on for late. I might get it on for later on in the show. It must be said with the Carabao that I am going to probably get for later on in the show. There is more caffeine in that drink than I was aware of. If I look tired this morning, it's because I thought it was a good idea yesterday to have a couple of cans of Carabao later on in the day. Oh my goodness, they pack a punch. They do, and so do Manchester United. We pack a punch, we pack two. 2-0 at Wembley for Manchester United by the Magpies. Magpies have flown away. They've flown back up north for the spring. That's me flying. They've flown away back up to the northeast because they are runners-up. Commiserations to the Newcastle United fans. They did okay, but they weren't good enough yesterday. Good is not good enough. Good is not good enough. And Erik ten Hag has brought Manchester United back. We're going to get into all of it this morning. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We've got reaction from Wembley UVHQ. We've got scenes outside Wembley. Absolute scenes. We're going to go through all of it. We're going to go through manager quotes, player quotes, talk in depth about player performances, and just basking the glory of the first trophy, the first domestic trophy for 6 years. Yes, it's 2017. Actually, it was 6 years yesterday, to the very day that we last won a domestic cup trophy, easy for me to say. That was the EFL Cup under Jose Mourinho at Wembley in 2017. It was then followed by a Europa League triumph just a few months later. Could the same happen this year under Erik ten Hag? Could we have something even more? Is it just 1 down, 3 to go? I don't know. Anything certainly is possible as well. Let's see what guys are saying in the chat this morning. Tank saying morning, Owen. Nick says to down a can of Carabao in like 2 sips. You mean I literally they're smaller than you think as well, but they do pack a bit of a punch. I did my video, and the thing is I was obviously doing stuff during the game and all that kind of stuff behind the scenes, and I had a couple with me, so I thought I'll just have one during the game. I hadn't had a cup of Carabao, a can of Carabao tea yesterday, and I thought I'll have one during the game. And then I thought, well, I'm going to have one after the game as well. And then, like half an hour later, I was trying to type away, and I was going like this. I was like that. I was trying to pick stuff else. It was not ideal, certainly. And then I thought, oh, I've got to get to sleep, and I know I've got to be up early for Matchday Reloaded. I've got to be live in Panenka Studios tomorrow morning. How am I going to do that? Oh, don't worry about it. No problem. No problem whatsoever. But yes, we are talking about the Carabao Cup final victory at Wembley yesterday. What a day. And you know what? I was talking to Flex before the game, and he was driving to Wembley, and he was going, yeah, getting a bit nervous. He's like, how you feeling? And I was like, I'm not nervous. I believe I'm really, honestly, I'm beyond that point. Last season we went into games, and it's not even for the stream. It's not even just saying it. You'd go into games last season and you'd have no idea. People go, how are we going to get on today? I don't know. Like that Man United team last season, I'd have no idea what's going to show up. We might win. If we did win, we didn't deserve it, or we'd sort of stumble through the game. So against any team, and if it was a real good team last season, like City or Liverpool, you go, no, we're going to lose. But against any team, bottom of the table, you go, I have no idea what United is going to show up today, so I can't even tell you. Yesterday, complete opposite. I was confident going into that game. I said, yeah, we're going to win. And it's not arrogance, it was just knowing that even if we don't start well, even if we go 1-0 down, we've got a manager that will fix it. We've got big players that know how to play in big games, win trophies, and play in finals. And honestly, that was the difference yesterday. It wasn't like a real amazing performance by Manchester United. We didn't batter Newcastle by any stretch of the imagination. What we did have is we had big players who are used to big moments, big matches and know how to win trophies. Ten Hag said it after the game in his interview with Sky Sports. He said, when you've got Varane, Casemiro, he said De Gea, but certainly those two, I think, for me, and even to an extent, people like Martinez, who have been successful with Ajax too, but really, Casemiro and Varane, they know how to win trophies. Yesterday was not even a big deal for them. I mean, obviously, look, they were showing passion, they won a trophy, their first trophy at Manchester United, but they just know. And Erik ten Hag, talk about playing a blinder yesterday as well, because he did what you should do in a final. It's not about style, it's about substance. In finals, they're one-off games, and sometimes you have to be pragmatic. Sometimes you have to do a 1-2 punch and then sit back, and that's exactly what United did. Newcastle had energy, they played with intensity, they were lively. 2 quick goals from United, and Erik ten Hag said, right, that will do us. We're going to defend. That's us done. That's our trophy. That's our name on it. That's it. And that was it. And to be honest, despite at points maybe later on in the second half, last sort of 5-10 minutes, just because you get a bit nervous because it was a cup final, we were very comfortable. I thought defensively we were absolutely superb, absolutely brilliant. And again, it's really those big game players. They're the difference. And that's what you need to have. You need to have leadership. You need to have leaders in your team, and we've got that. And now we've got a trophy, and let's just hope it's the first of many. It does feel like every game at the moment just feels like a positive step for United. And I'm sure, get ready, folks. I'm sure there'll be still those in the media that'll be saying, oh, what, they're celebrating just because they won. It's always just because. It's always like... You always hear that. You beat Barcelona. Well, they're celebrating like they won the Champions League. Yesterday, win a trophy. They're celebrating like they won the league. Okay, let's just keep going then, because eventually that has to stop. And I hear it from fans and pundits that would love to beat Barcelona in Europe, that would love to win the Carabao Cup and win a trophy. It's always putting them down. I'm hearing it from like Liverpool fans and Chelsea fans. What are you doing this season? And they'll be like, yeah, last season we were in the Champions League final, but you didn't win. You did, like, oh, that's what I don't get with the Liverpool thing. They still talk about the quadruple, even though they didn't win it. They had an open-top bus parade for an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup last season. You kidding me? So Manchester United, they're like, right, on to the next one. We've got a game on Wednesday. So that's the mentality. That's what we need. And there were celebrations, and, you know, the players and the manager deserve their credit, but it's already on to the next one. Already. Okay, we celebrated last night, on to the game on Wednesday. FA Cup, that's another trophy we want. And I was confident. I was absolutely confident going into the game yesterday because of the manager and because of the players. You know, some people could have been worried, well, what's the hangover going to be like after beating Barcelona, after having such a big European night? No problem. No worries. And I know it's easy to compare Ten Hag and say, oh, Sir Alex Ferguson. And I know there was a lot of Sir Alex Ferguson imagery yesterday of Ten Hag meeting Fergie after the game, shaking his hand, hugging him, and all that kind of stuff. He then shook and hugged the Glazer hand, which get like some Purell or something like that and wipe that considerably. You don't know what's... it's kind of gross, actually. Nevertheless, I know there's a lot... It's easy to compare the two, and Erik ten Hag is not Sir Alex Ferguson. He is Erik ten Hag, and he is putting his own mentality, he's putting his own slant on things at United, and it cannot be understated. It really cannot. It cannot be understated, the job that he's done with this group of players, with this squad. I mean, he inherited a broken club, and the club in certain aspects is still broken. We ain't there just yet, but he inherited a broken club, a broken set of players, and he added in bits that needed to be fixed. We need a defensive midfielder who's a leader, Casemiro. We need a centre-back alongside Rafael Varane that's a similar level of quality but has more aggression, Lisandro Martinez. We need to somehow find a way to rejuvenate a Marcus Rashford. Done. All of these different aspects. Bruno Fernandes, we need to have him, maybe he's a leader on the pitch, give him the armband. Done. Can't really take off Maguire, I'll figure out a way. All that kind of stuff. He's done it every single time. And he deserves a huge amount of credit for that, certainly. Before we get into the manager quotes, we've got a couple of super chats already in. Nathan, with the first super chat of the morning, says, just contributing to support Stone Cold Steve Owen's Carabao addiction. Pick up the whole UV fan and community. We're building something special here. Thank you very much. Indeed, we are, Nathan. I mean, the Carabao. Once I go to the first clip, I'll get it out. I've got 2 flavors. I can just see it's in like the little fridge up there. Yeah. Yeah, mini fridge in the studio. Yeah, mini fridge in Panenka Studios. Oh yes. So I mean, we'll have one. We'll have one. I mean, it's early for an energy drink, to be fair. And I just had a cup of coffee. I'm not sure that would be wise. I might be sick on stream. But if that's what it takes. SK with a super chat as well said, I had a dream last night that United won a cup. So bloody realistic. I saw Ten Hag dancing at Wembley. Hey, SK. I mean, guys, I think we all need to tell SK it wasn't a dream. It's reality, my friend. Yes. Believe. Keegan's been a member for 8 months. Appreciate 8 months of support. Says every United journey, even comparing United journey to Arsenal not having it. This manager has done us doing year 3 shit in the first 6 months. Erik Ten Hag is chefing it up. And speaking of Arsenal, just Josh Media's in the chat. He's a disgrace. He's a cheat. I hope he gets relegated. Let's get on to some quotes from the manager, Erik Ten Hag. After the game, he said to Sky, quote, not only this evening, but yet again, we had the right spirit. We gave everything to beat them. Today, we won the first one. This gives us more confidence that we can do it. We're still at the start of trying to restore Manchester United. And that's what it's about. It's about restoring us. Make no mistake. And Flex kind of touched on this in his fan view, and it's so true. It really is accurate when he's saying that already. And it's not greed and it's not entitlement. It's almost a reflection of the attitude of the manager, where you're going, okay, right. I don't know about you, but I woke up today and I felt great that we won the trophy yesterday. But I'm already thinking this has to be just the beginning. You know, the way we're going at the moment, if we end the season and it's like just the Carabao Cup, but we massively drop off in the league, you'd say, well, that's still not good enough for Manchester United. The great teams and the Manchester United that we expect is a trophy victory like yesterday. That's a springboard. That's the beginning. You know, we can remove that part of the conversation now of going, oh, when did we last win a trophy? Oh, 6 years ago. When did we last win a trophy? Yesterday. Done. No problem. When's the next time we're going to win a European trophy? That's the next question. Because that's realistic as well. I'm not talking about league titles. I think that's a bit too soon for us, but you never know what can happen. FA Cup, lots of big teams are out of that, but we still got to beat the people in front of us. And you can say, and you're gassing up, or United fans getting excited again. There's a reason to get excited, and you know there's a reason to get excited is when these opposition fans are trying to put United back down. They're doing their very best. They're trying to tell you all the time that there isn't a good reason to be excited because you can smell it, you can feel it, you're like a snake. You can taste it on the air. It's fear. That's what it is. It's fear. You see it in the media all the time with the pundits that used to play in the 90s, by the way, when they used to win. F all, because Man United used to win it all the time. They've loved it. They've reveled in it the past decade. That United haven't been winning stuff. So every single time when United down, kick in the head once again, get back down on the floor. The moment they get back up and they keep trying to kick, and we're just going, what are you talking about? It's like a Hulk Hogan comeback. They start wagging the finger going, no, you, what you talking about, brother? They start doing that, then they get scared. I'm not having it anymore. No, I'm not having it anymore. He continues saying, I just want to win. We invested from the start of the season with the staff and the players. They are together along with the fans. There is desire and hunger for trophies. That continues, and by the way, the scenes at Wembley yesterday with all of the celebration were absolutely fantastic. It was also reported by Melissa Reddy from Sky Sports that Ten Hag invited Sir Alex Ferguson into the Manchester United dressing room to share the experience with the players after the game. I also saw a really funny story whereby United actually ditched their cup final suits. Now, it's kind of usually the course, I guess, tradition, but I don't know who United's sort of official suit sponsor is anymore, but they had these custom designed suits for the final, and this is how meticulous this guy is, right? By all accounts, it would have taken too long to get changed out of the suits. So Erik Ten Hag said, no, that changes my pre-match schedule. I'm not going to have it. Scrap the suits. We're not doing suits. If it's going to take too long to get changed, if it's going to take too long to get out the suits, no, everything is meticulous. And those are the details. Those are the finer details that make you champions of any competition. I remember Flex and KG telling me when they were on tour with United earlier on in the season, or prior to the season last year, and they were saying, this guy, it's details. They didn't let him go on to the set of, what was it, Neighbours in Australia? What's that got to do with United? Well, it could be good publicity. Is it going to help the team? No, scrap it. Same with the suits. Is this going to help us? Well, they might look good. Is it going to help us win the game? No, scrap it. Get rid of it. We want to win the game. That's what it's all about. And that's really what it's about, because that's the hardest thing with United as well, is because there is so much outside interest. There is so much, marketing and sponsorships and brands, and you do have to satisfy all of them. It's a business at the end of the day too. But ultimately, what comes first? Success on the pitch. If you're successful on the pitch, everything else will come. Everything else will build around that. And sometimes that's what the modern day footballer forgets, is they think it's about, the brand. They think it's about the social media image first, and then success will come around it. No. Success on the pitch comes first, and everything else will come. And Erik ten Hag knows that. Now, some of his quotes after the game, if you weren't crying already, if you weren't excited already, listen to some of the quotes from Erik ten Hag after the game. First of all, he said, quotes, "I just love United." I do too, Erik. I love you too. I mean, Erik just loves United, and United loves Erik. That's the situation. I just love United, is what he said. Brilliant. He also spoke about his dancing with Lisandro Martinez and Antony. He recreated the dance of him with Antony and Lisandro Martinez that they did in Amsterdam. He said, quote, "We have a history together, Leitcher and Antony in Amsterdam. We did some dancing, and I hope we can do it even more in the future." To bring it down a little bit, he was asked about Avram Glazer, who was at the game. Said, "I'm not involved in that process, that he is here. You feel he is committed." Oh, no. We'll move on. I don't want I don't want to talk about it. Now, this is a fantastic quote as well. Is he was asked after the game, he was asked about joining United, taking the United job. And it was a risk. A risk, bear in mind, again, going back to the media, that so many people tried to sort of denigrate him for when he took the job. So many people going, why would he come to United? This is a guy who's got a great reputation in Amsterdam. He's got a great reputation at Ajax. He's turned Ajax around. He's taken them to the latter stages of the Champions League. He's won trophies. They sort of dominate the Eredivisie. Why would he come to Manchester United? There are plenty of clubs around Europe that want him. He could take a safer move. Everyone that keeps coming to Manchester United, their reputation's been destroyed, which is fair. It's fair to say that. I mean, destroyed. But you look at people that were coming in with more positive reputations. Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, didn't work out for them. But all of these people go, why would you come to United for? I don't know about that. Erik ten Hag said after the game, quote, "Maybe it was a risk, but I am stubborn. This is the club for me." Absolutely. And it does feel like just a match made in heaven, doesn't it? It is the club for him. He gets it. I saw a thing before the game, again, I think it was Melissa Reddy from Sky Sports, and she asked him, she said, you've been spotted sort of cycling around Manchester and interacting with sort of local people in the town that you live in the city. Why is that important? And he said, well, you have to. You have to. If you talk to those people that live in the city, or you talk to fans every day, you understand what it means to be a Manchester United fan, what it means to be a Manchester United player, and ultimately what it means to be a Manchester United manager. I look back to, I said it a couple of weeks ago, when Ralph Rangnick first played Leeds last season, he was asked about the Leeds United rivalry. He said, I've just heard about it the other day. Oh, that's interesting. And they asked Ten Hag about War of the Roses. We have to win. We have to win. That's the difference. That's the difference. It's those finer details that is understanding what it means to be a Manchester United manager and getting it across to the players. This is what it means to be a Manchester United player. It's different than other clubs. Yes, the expectation is high, but you need to have that connection with the badge, with the shirt, with the fans. And we've got players that can do that, And again, he just gets it, certainly. Now, there was a funny moment as well in his post-match press conference, because he was was there with the trophy, the Carabao Cup trophy, and he left it. he walked out and they went, Erik, you forgot the trophy. You forgot your trophy. And he said, jokingly, but it's true, he said, I can leave it because we'll get another one. Brilliant. I don't care. I'll leave this one behind. I'll go get another one. And he will. And you believe him. That's the difference. Yes, he's joking. Yes, he's kind of speaking ironically, but do you bet against him when he's saying that? I don't. I really don't. I don't. I dare anyone to look in his eyes and goes, nah, I think you're bullshitting me, mate. No. I don't think so, not at all. Let's get to a couple more super chats, then we'll get to our first clip. I want to make sure that I get to the right one. I think this is the latest one. From SK saying, we got the Carabao Cup, let's work on the next one. But should we also get a cup if we get rid of the Glazers? If we get rid of the Glazers too, we're on for the pentuple. Ah, excellent. Yes. I know there have been some, that was like the one, that was the one sort of thing that was sort of concerning, wasn't it? Is that suddenly, like, the smallest bit of success and suddenly you start seeing the Glazers showing up and shaking hands and high-fiving and hugging. But part of me almost feels like they are so calculated that it's kind of the other way. Again, it's all manoeuvring, it's all posturing to get that price up even higher. Oh, we might think about staying, you know, well, maybe we'll stay. Oh, look, we're here at Wembley. Oh, look, we're celebrating. What talks? That's still what talks, irrespective of yesterday. That's still what talks. If they pay whoever it is, whether it's Sir Jim Ratcliffe, whether it's Sheikh Jassim, if they still pay the right price, they'll still go. You know, irrespective of success for Manchester United, because they still have to find money. The Glazers. That's ultimately what it's still about. V33 says, haters, your hate is fear. We're coming for you next. Tina says, winning the Carabao Cup can give the time the kick they need to win both the league and the FA Cup, and maybe the Europa League. Wow, Tina's going for full quadruple settings. That's what we like to see as well. So, yeah, I know, again, it was concerning to see the Glazers there yesterday, but, well, Avram Glazer, I still think, again, that they're going to sell. Again, I almost feel like it was posturing, honestly, yesterday too. So be sure to smash a like on the like button. We've got over 1,300 people watching. I also, before I went live, I did a quick subscriber check. We are about 100 subscribers away. Let me do it now. Let me do it live. Do a quick subscriber check. We are 100 subscribers away, we are 91 subscribers away from 136,000. Oh my goodness me. Now, I'm not saying we can do that this morning in this stream, or can we? I mean, anything's possible. But so if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and be sure to smash a like on the like button. Let's get to 500 likes. Let's get some reaction as well. First from Flex, who was at Wembley yesterday. Here is his thoughts on United's Carabao Cup victory outside the famous arch of Wembley Stadium.
Yeah.
We won the lads. We're Man United, we're never gonna stop. Guys, man, let's start off. Woo!
Oh, yeah. Sweet. In there's not even Carabao. In there's all the rivals, tears, who thought was going to lose. All you lot who tuned in today to watch Man United lose because you're getting scared that we're coming back. I'm drinking you lot's tears. Oh, Eddie Howe walking his dog. It was all about that on Sky Sports. Oh, it means all this. Oh, we got Bruno Gomes. Oh, we got St. Maximum. St. Maximum who? Hooked. Shit. Bruno. Dyed his hair like Anthony. Shit. There, Bruno. We got the real Bruno. Listen, what a win for Man United. And you know what? Why it feels great. We didn't even have to get out of second gear. This wasn't a game where our attackers were fantastic. This wasn't a game where, you know, we were all over Newcastle. Didn't need to be. This was a game where we scored 2 quick fire goals and said, not a problem. They won't hurt us. Not a problem, you know, and we just managed the game really, really well. And Erik ten Hag, yeah, I'll talk about the game in a minute, and I'll talk about, you know, how we played, etc., and who played well, and the man of the match, all of that stuff. But I have to start at the manager. Ten Hag has returned Manchester United to competing for honours. This is just a springboard. You know what? I'm not going to say it's an anti-climax, right? But I've left there thinking, yeah, you know what? Carabao Cup in the bag, nice. Come now? Let's go. I want more. Where's the next FA Cup? Wednesday? Right, let's deal with that. Right, when's Europa League? Betis? Let's go again. We'll look at the league a little bit later. What's next? That's down to Ten Hag. You don't always talk about flex judge, don't touch the players. I don't care. I said we was going to win today. After Barcelona, I said we're going to win the league. Like, we're back. And when I say back, I'm not saying we're back at the top of English football, because obviously we're not. But in terms of the mentality of believing that Man United belong at challenging for honours, it already feels like we're there. And you know what? Rival fans will laugh and say, oh, Man United acting like we won the World Cup. They're acting like we won the Champions League. No, we're acting like we've got a good manager. We're acting like we've got standards at our football club. And we're acting like our team is on the way up.
Let's go, Flex. That's absolutely right. Drink it in, man. Drink it in. Drink it in. Drink in the tears of these Newcastle fans. Casemiro. Got to talk about Casemiro first, right? Because this guy, you know what? It's funny because earlier on in the season, you know when he had made his first couple of Man United appearances, those sort of cameo appearances against, I think it was Southampton, he might have made his debut, then he came on against Leicester as well, and he played in the Europa League against Real Sociedad, and none of the performances were shaky. It was just a bit underwhelming, maybe, right, at the time. And Flex had the Cas agenda. Don't forget that. The Cas agenda was very real earlier on this season. And I've come to the conclusion, I think I figured it out. The reason why those initial performances were a little bit underwhelming is because they weren't important games. As the season progresses, as the games become more and more increasingly important, he just raises his game. And the thing is, he gets better in the bigger games, and it's like the opposition. The better the opposition, love it, easier. You should have seen him at the Camp Nou the other day. He was walking around, and why should he be afraid? Why should he feel the pressure there? He's been there a million times. He's won the Champions League 5 times. He's won them that many times. Steady Eddie. Oh, what a disgraceful comment from Graham Souness to call that man a steady Eddie. Every time there is a big game, whether it's a final, whether it's a European match, whether it's a Premier League match against a top of the table team, that guy shows up and he plays better. And honestly, as I said earlier on, players like him were the difference yesterday. Make no mistake, did we play amazingly well? No, we didn't, but it didn't matter because you've got people like Casemiro who know how to win trophies. They know how to win finals. And he's already won a trophy. We're talking about 9 months for Erik ten Hag to win a trophy. It's even less for Casemiro. And if we didn't have Casemiro yesterday, would it have been a different result? I don't know. We're in hypotheticals there. But it cannot be understated the importance of that guy. And if anything, and this might be a bit of a bold comment for me to say, a bit like our manager, but I think he's got better since coming from Real Madrid. I don't think we saw this level of Casemiro at Real Madrid. Yes, he might have won Champions Leagues. Yes, he might have won La Liga titles, but he was in a midfield with Luka Modric, with Toni Kroos, where maybe he had to do less. His job was really just to win the ball back, progress it a little bit, but really win the ball back, be a ball winner. That's really the main function, because when you've got ball-playing midfielders like Luka Modric and Toni Kroos, of course they're better on the ball than him. So yeah, he's just going to win it back and give it to them. But he's everything. It's so understated, or it undervalues him to say that he's just a ball-winning midfielder or he's just a defensive midfielder. I mean, the whole time we're saying, we've been crying out for a defensive midfielder. Casemiro is not a defensive midfielder. He's an everything midfielder all around. He's getting better. You know, his energy, his aggression, his tenacity. I think we were already 2-0 up and he won, was it a goal kick or he blocked it, and he gets up to the crowd and he gives it. And after the game, this is the key thing about Casemiro. You've just won a trophy. It's 2-0. In the end, it was fairly comfortable. The whistle goes, everyone's celebrating, everyone's happy. First trophy 6 years for Casemiro, first trophy after arriving at Manchester United in the summer. What's the first thing he does? He walks over to Bruno Fernandes and he goes, you should have passed it over there. Why didn't you pass it to Jadon Sancho? That could have been 3-0. And that's the levels. Never satisfied, always hungry, even after the full-time whistle. Even just before you're thinking, we're going to lift that trophy, we're going to get the medal in a minute, he's thinking, no. Why didn't you pass it over there? Because we could have done better. And that's the difference. You know, earlier this season, I think KG said he's the best midfielder we've had since Roy Keane. Absolutely. Because it's more than just what he offers technically. It's his leadership. It's his aura. The guy's got an aura about him. You can tell the players behind him, the defense behind him, they feel more comfortable, way more comfortable when he's there. The players in front of him, they feel more comfortable because he's picking out passes as well. People like Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, they know this guy's going to find them out for all of the passes. He was absolutely sensational. And you expect it for big games. That's why he's so important. He is just a next level of quality, a next level of class. The only thing that you kind of worry about with him is that, not that was he 31, 32, I think it was his birthday the other day. The only worrying thing is you go, we're only going to get a short amount of time with him-ish. But in that period of time, we can still win a lot. Edwin van der Sar, it's a different position, but he came to Manchester United when he was, 35 years of age? 5 years later, and he retired at the age of 40, he had won everything. Now, I'm not saying that's gonna happen with Casemiro, but I'm saying is a lot can be done. And this guy shows no signs of slowing down. There was so much scrutiny over him. Got massive wages. He's come to Manchester United, massive wages. Or was it the third highest price paid for a player over 30? He's coming to Manchester. But guys, he's coming to Manchester just for a paycheck. He's finished. He's washed. Why would Real Madrid let him go? The reason he came to Manchester United is because he had done it all at Real Madrid. And he said, I want to do more. I want to prove myself. I'm not done yet. I can prove I'm not done yet. They had a press conference for him when he left because he was that important. They respected his wishes. He is something else. He is absolutely something else. What a player. And we're so fortunate to have him. Absolutely. Now, speaking of scenes, if you think I'm excited this morning, take a look at this. Flex was going to do a fan view with some fans outside Wembley, and chaos ensued because of celebratory passion. Take a look at this.
Oh, little man, how you feeling? You okay? Give me a big United. Come on. Yes! United! Bro, you can see the feeling, the buzzes about the place. We've managed to win the game. Say United, United!
United!
Yes, good man. Look at the feeling, bro. Look at the feeling. How's it feel? Come on! We've seen it all. We've won a lot. We're Man United and we're never gonna stop. We've seen it all. We've won a lot. We're Man United and we're never gonna stop. We've seen it all. We won a lot. We're Man United. We've seen it all. We won a lot. We're Man United and we're never gonna stop. I just speak to you. It's mental. It's mental. We won a lot. We're Man United and we're never gonna stop. I'm cool. You can't even see me. I'm on own channel. You can't even see me. Look at this. I don't know if you can hear me, guys, but this is incredible. We've got our club back. We've got our club back. It's mad, bro. I can't even talk to anyone. It's fucking crazy. Come on, brother. Yes.
Absolute scenes at Wembley there. I saw some people go, the kid's fine. Don't worry. Like the kid's fine. I checked after the game yesterday. Don't worry. The kid's okay. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Let's see if we can get to 500 likes. We've got over 1,500 people watching. Be sure to subscribe as well, bottom right hand corner. It's amazing for Flex just to disappear into the crowd. But the best thing is, occasionally you do pick him up with the microphone going, I don't know if you can hear me. It was tremendous. But and the thing is, again, I know you'll see people telling you today, like, it's just the League Cup, what are you celebrating for? It's people that haven't won anything this season or won't win anything this season, right? So those people need to calm down. That is what it is. Marcus Rashford got the second goal yesterday. And it was officially given to him. It was a strange one, wasn't it? Because there was he took the shot, it was deflected, it went over Karius. And initially it was ruled as an own goal, but I think it's been given back to Marcus Rashford. So finally, it was actually given to Marcus Rashford, and deservedly so. Was there any doubt? I mean, there was some concern heading into the game whether or not he was fit to play. I think the moment that the footage came out of him travelling, then he was always going to start, even if it wasn't, for 90 minutes. And I said at the press conference the other day, I said, is this mind games? I'm not sure if it really is mind games. Eric Ten Hag, is that really his thing? Does he really do mind games? Maybe he did. I mean, they asked Rashford after the game, how you feeling when it comes to the injury? And he said, well, I feel all right. I was always going to play. So Maybe it was mind games. I don't know. But was there ever any doubt if we needed someone to score a goal yesterday, it was going to be Marcus Rashford? This guy is the most informed player, scrap Europe, in the world at the moment. People can talk about, Erling Haaland and his scoring and all that kind of stuff. Since the World Cup, nobody's been able to touch Marcus Rashford. And I know people say, I was going wide. It was a deflection. It doesn't matter. The Newcastle fans and players were hoping that he wasn't going to play because he's that in form at the moment. And again, all roads lead back to Erik ten Hag. Yes, it has to come from the player, and the player has to work, put the work in. The player has to do the work on the pitch as well. But Marcus Rashford, he's just on another level right now, and tremendous, absolutely brilliant. And it's almost like it's an inevitable feeling, isn't it? When he scored yesterday, you went, well, who else? Of course it's going to be Marcus Rashford. Of course it was going to be him. And it's absolutely fantastic. And a trophy for him. Again, his last one was that same Europa League victory. And here's hoping it's the first of many for him this season and going forward under Erik ten Hag as well. And maybe it might be a situation whereby he doesn't play Wednesday, because if he was picking up a bit of a knock, that might be part of it too. But even he, after the game, when he spoke about it, he looked excited, he looked happy. But I think he knows too that this is the opportunity for it to be the first of many. And absolutely brilliant, fantastic. Not much more needs to be said. Let's get some more reaction, this time from UVHQ. Here's what KG the comedian, Mr. the Comedian, had to say. He already had a medal.
Newcastle win Carabao Cup champions. KG, talk to me, man.
Listen, I've already got my medal. Again, you know me, boy Kev settings. But I knew I was going to win this game. Amazon went online. I said, listen, I need a medal. I'm on trolling. I told you, listen, you look at the game, and we can get about what was bad about the game, but I want to focus on what's good. Man United won the cup. We're walking up them stairs, and it's a lot of stairs. Wembley, it's a big walk, but now Wembley is red. Wembley is a Man United thing. This is the first cup that we needed. How long has it been since we won a cup? What, six?
The Europa League.
How many years?
Jose, what was that? 6 years.
It's been about 5-6 years. I just need the players to do that. Motion is important. They haven't done this motion in a long time, and lets them understand that we need this motion consistently. Not once, not twice. I want everything. Give me Europa. Give me FA Cup. But we have to start. This is how you start, by doing things. Again, Man United sitting pretty in the league. But we're now in a situation where we secured our first cup. It's just the Carabao Cup, but it means more to the Man United fans because we've been in the dark. We've been in the dumps. There we go. They're getting their trophies. They're getting their ones. I'm already wearing my medal because deep down we knew what time it is. And it's the back four that we can celebrate and be proud of.
Let's talk about that back four.
Yeah.
Varane, Martinez. Who is your standout player in that back line?
I can't choose out of the two of them.
Wamby.
I can't choose Whams. Wham comes on. Even what I like about Man United is you look at the Barcelona game and then you say this is a game that might need the low. Obviously Wamby comes on and there's nothing. Cent maximum. There was no maximum. It's just cent minus in that
Cent minimum.
Cent minimum. There was no maximum settings, and it's the changes that you can make. Varane is so good at football, that you can miss it. If you blink, you'll miss it. Varane is he just does everything so well. What catches my eye a lot is Martinez, because you see him lifting up the trophy, 2 hands on it. Let's go. I love it. Again, my manager's first time coming to Wembley, wins a trophy. Who would have thought Erik ten Dumbledore would do it so quick? It's too soon. It's magical setting.
There's so much to get into there. I mean, the key thing that I want to get into is the cameo from DJ in the background. Now, I have a feeling that I want to replay it because DJ walking in with a packet of crisps and going, is brilliant. Now, I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna see if I can do this. I'm gonna play it again, and I'm gonna try and turn my mic up so we can talk about it at the time. Let's do it again.
Newcastle win Carabao Cup champions. KG, talk to me, man.
Listen, I've already got my medal. Again, you know me, boy Kev settings. But I knew I was gonna win this game. Amazon went online. I said, listen, I need a medal.
Could have turned my mic up, but it's still brilliant. It's just a walking in. Oh, sorry. You know, it's the silly things that make you laugh. It's the KG has to apologise as well to Wout Weghorst, because I know that he sort of danced around the subject a little bit. I don't know if he's still officially... Has he apologised yet to Wout? You know, yesterday, I saw people yesterday still criticising him. He got an assist. He got an assist from Marcus Rashford. Put the ball through, Rashford scored. Look, did you see his face after the game? He was drinking it. You won't be able to see this. But he was drinking it in, man. Because he didn't expect this. He's thinking, I was playing at Besiktas the other day. I'm from Burnley. You know, well, he's not actually. He's from the Netherlands. But I thought he did well. And we're talking about a player that's available. We're talking about a player that's every single game. You know he's going to play and you know he's going to put in the effort. And he did just that yesterday. And I tell you what, tonight, I don't know if KG's on the full view tonight. I'm out for an apology. You know, KG, you might be watching this. I don't know if you will be this morning. You're probably out in KG world somewhere. But we're coming for an apology for Wout Weghorst this evening, because he deserves one. You know, the work he's put in, the availability. Is he the best player? No. Should he have scored in the first half? Yes, he should have. He missed a really good opportunity. But I don't think you can doubt the work he puts in, and he got an assist. So I want an apology for Wout Weghorst from KG, that comedian. That's all I want. Let's get some more reaction, this time from Marcel from UVHQ. Mina had a chat. Here's what Marcel had to say about us winning the Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup champs, David De Gea, clean sheet.
Yes.
Talk to me about David De Gea's performance today.
Listen, it was up and down. It was up and down. I have to be honest with you, man. It was up and down, but I saw a point where he kind of claws a Trippier cross away straight away. Good little save off a Joe Linton header. It was good. It was a very balanced performance. Him in particular could have been better in moments, but the team as a whole actually could have been better in moments. Yeah. We weren't brilliant today. It's a sign of a good team to win in this moment, but I'm so happy that we won. You can win ugly. And today we won ugly.
I'm going to start with the main man for me, Erik ten Hag. Mm-hmm. What do you make of what he's done with this team in 6 months? You know, after we lost 4-0 to Brentford at the beginning of the season, now February Carabao Cup champs.
Crazy. I mean, he said that he wants to make Sir Alex Ferguson proud. I saw in a few interviews, and he's been talking about proactive footballers and togetherness, unity, belief within the team. And I think it's been shown in abundance today. Ten Hag's been magnificent. You know, this is the best manager in the world for me. This is a manager that will win.
Best manager
in the world, on the planet. This manager, I think, will win us Premier League titles. This manager, I think, will win us Champions League titles. This is the guy. He's already been able to galvanise and change the squad. It's the exact same players that apparently needed open heart surgery. It's the exact same players. Delo, magnificent today. Wan-Bissaka, who a lot of people would have thought he was done. That second half performance, man, is crazy. I mean, you've absolutely shut up shop on St. Maximin. He was absolutely shook of him the whole game, the whole second half. The back line, magnificent again. Luke Shaw, again, he just doesn't put a foot wrong for me. He doesn't put a foot wrong. Again, no mistakes today. Varane, that partnership between, that trifecta even, you know, because I'm adding now the Casemiro into this. Casemiro, Martinez and Varane. It's a clean sheet, like you said today. And David De Gea has to credit some of that to that back line and that key unity between those three, because it's just been a different level today.
You talked about, obviously, the spine of the team. Casemiro, Varane, Martinez. Martinez got knocked out 20 minutes into the game, blood in his hair. What do you make of his performance?
You said it. You've been saying it for a while now. You know, player of the season, and game after game, it just proves to be so. He's my player of the season. I think he's everyone's players of the season. It's very easy to pick him out as a fantastic player and a warrior. And today he showed that spirit in abundance. You know, a lot of times big tackles, fighting with the opposition players, Joe Linton, Cher, this player, that player. It's just so much heart that he shows for the shirt. And you know, if there's any player that deserves it, it's him more than anyone.
Marcel De Gea. Just another apology we've got to get today. Disgrace. Up and down, Marcel. He kept a clean sheet, man. He kept a clean sheet. He broke the record for Peter Schmeichel in a final of all games, by the way. Made some good saves, was punching, distribution was fine. It was a disgrace. That is up and down. Come on. You're better than that, Marcel. You're better than that. Give him credit. He kept a clean sheet. He made good saves. No way. I could not believe that when I saw it. I was like, come on, enjoy yourself. Micron's been a member for 6 months. Said they tried to steal his goal. Disgraced cheats. Also respect to Harry for lifting the cup with Bruno. I saw people talking about that Harry Maguire. Look, it was one of those ones where it would have been far worse if he'd have come on and just lifted the trophy himself. That would have been ridiculous. Them lifting it together. Whatever. SK with the super chat says they shot that shot when Sabitzer was like, shall I drop back? Casemiro was handout, smile, don't worry, I got this. And I can't scroll all the way back up. Oh no, I've already read that one. We're good. We're up to date. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. We're 30 likes away from 400. So if you haven't already, be sure to click that like button. Be sure to subscribe as well, bottom right hand corner. Shall I do a subscriber check as well? I did mention we were less than 100 subs away from 136,000. We are, got to do my math, 77 subscribers away from 136,000 subscribers. Come on. Again, I'm not sure we can do that in 15 minutes? but we can get close. Absolutely. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Big day today coming, of course. We've got Matchday Reloaded, which is now. We've also got the tactical view, breaking down the tactics from Manchester United's Carabao Cup victory as well at Wembley. That's going to be Flex and Statman Cam. We're going to get Cam's reaction in just a second as well. And we've also got the full view every Monday, 6 p.m. Be sure to join us. I'm sure everyone is going to be overjoyed with yesterday's result and talking about what we could achieve in the future as well, certainly. So lots of exciting stuff. I did want to touch on just very briefly, because we do have some other things other reactions to get to this morning. But as Marcel and Mina were just talking about that, Varane and Martinez, they have a look, don't they, that they've been playing together for 5 or 6 years. The chemistry that they have, the understanding that they have, and it really is a perfect partnership because their personalities are opposite but kind of the same. You've got Raphael Varane, who kind of just glides around. He's got composure, calmness, experience. And what's the opposite of that? It's like fire and ice, isn't it? On the other hand, you've got Martinez, who's got pure aggression, intensity, tenacity, and also experience too. I mean, he won the World Cup and he's one thing at Ajax, but he's just got that little bit of bite that you need as well. I mean, I saw him do an interview the other day saying he wants to kill people on the pitch, but he said, but you can't because it's a football game. You can't in general, Lissandro, because you'll be breaking the law if you commit murder on the pitch. Nevertheless, it's just that perfect personality sort of counterbalance to each other, and it works. It absolutely works. And not to make it a Harry Maguire like slander or anything like that, but it just goes to show, doesn't it, that if you partner world class with world class, if you partner world class Raphael Varane, again, who's got experience, winning things, leadership, with someone again that's on the way up, that's got that aggression, that tenacity, it's just a recipe for success. In addition to that, you've got Martinez, who can play out from the back. And for Jamie Carragher, I'm saying in the Premier League, you're just not going to win anything with someone that's 5'9". This season, since that comment, Lissandro Martinez has won the World Cup and the Carabao Cup. He's already won 2 trophies since that was said about him this season. Add him to the list as well. I know I saw him say something the other day. Add him to the list. Carragher. I don't know why these post-it notes are so small. Can you see the size of these? Who can even write on these? It looks like I've got big hands. These are small post-it notes. These aren't normal size. Carragher. Added as well. King of the Indie says, to be fair, he apologised. You can let him live. You say that, but I saw the clip. It wasn't a proper kind of apology. Like I still believe he's done very well. It was one of those ones. It wasn't just. I will never forget. You know me. I can hold a grudge. Yes, it's a disgrace. He's a cheat. Let's get some more reaction. This time from Mina inside UVHQ. Here's what she had to say.
Ten Hag era has finally begun, guys. It's finally begun. It's been 6 years without a trophy. Erik Ten Hag, 6 months into his job, and he brings a trophy back to Old Trafford. We can really dissect the game and the ins and the outs of it, but really and truly, I just want to talk about the good vibes. I'm just happy, man. I'm so ecstatic, and I'm just so happy for a lot of those players. So many of those players that they've been down in the dumps. This time last year, just as a Manchester United fan, it was a difficult time to watch the team. Ralph Rangnick came out and said that this team needed open heart surgery. They needed 10 players. Erik ten Hag has come in and he's made do with what he had. And he's really made us look like Manchester United once again. And, you know, Marcus Rashford, I'm going to talk about him. I'm going to talk about Casemiro. I'm going to talk about Raphael Varane. That, for me, the biggest part of our spine, obviously Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, and just so many players today that I'm just so happy, guys. I'm just so happy, man. I'm just so happy for everyone. And I'm happy for Erik ten Hag. At the end of the game, we saw Anthony Martinez and Ten Hag dancing together, recreating a clip from when they won the league with Ajax last season. And that just made me so happy, man. It's been so long before I've seen Manchester United with any sort of trophy. And I'm really starting to believe that this is the season that we can maybe win some more. But in terms of today's performance, for me, I'm going to start with Lisandro Martinez. He had blood in his hair after he clashed heads with a Newcastle player, and he always puts every part of his body on the line. He puts his head, his leg, everything. To have a personality like him, a personality like Casemiro, a personality like Varane in your spine, you saw when defenders celebrate tackles like it's a goal. For me, that is so electric. That is a feeling that I can't even explain. I feel so happy, so proud, and it makes me like rear up and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go on the pitch and start playing too. That's how happy it made me. Casemiro did it today. He scored a goal, which for me was just a great cross from Luke Shaw, who is another player I'm so happy for, that has had a difficult time at Manchester United. Injuries, surgeries on his leg. And now he's showing why he's actually one of the best left-backs in the world. Arguably, he is one of the best left-backs in the world. And today, he did not really put a foot wrong. He's really solidified that left-hand side. A lot of people say that he performs better with competition. When Alex Telles came in, when now Malacia came in. But really and truly, today he showed why he's always going to be that number one choice for left-back, not just at Manchester United, but at England. Southgate was in the stands watching too.
I don't care if it's early. God, that's sweet. Oh, that is that is an error. That green apple. Oh, you can't even really see it as well. But I mean, because it goes see-through. Look at that. You can see the Carabao logo on it. That's about it. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? It sort of does the whole. It's too early. Too early for Carabao. Oh. It's very sweet. It's only 63 calories per can as well. Very difficult to find. What isn't difficult to find is a trophy in Manchester United's trophy cabinet. The Carabao Cup. Come on. Add it in. Add some more. I really do. Let's get some more reaction from Cam, because I'm going to choke to death.
There's different ways to win a football match. Erik ten Hag is not Pep Guardiola. It's not about making 100 passes, doing all that sort of stuff. Win the game. That is the number one priority for ten Hag, above anything else stylistically, above any way you try and play. I've said it before, building a football team, it's like building a tower, and the different blocks you've got to choose from. Yeah, you've got the tactical block, you've got sort of the technical stuff, how technical your players are, you've got the physical side, how quick they are, sort of what happens in the duels, all that sort of stuff. And then you've got obviously the team spirit and that sort of stuff, the psychological stuff. You've got all those different blocks, and at any given time as a manager, you can twist different ones of those blocks to see what you can do. Today, there was a little bit of tactical stuff going on with sort of Luke Shaw inverting, trying to isolate Rashford 1v1 with Trippier. Didn't really work, but as soon as you get that first goal from the set piece, it's about twisting all of the other blocks then. It's about managing the game properly. Psychologically, what can you do? Physically winning your duels. He brought on Sabitzer, and what he's done from his schooling in Red Bull, he knows every time, sort of one of the most key things that they do in their Red Bull philosophy of playing is you press, but you don't just press to win the ball. You press to win the ball, you go forward. You get that ball, you play vertical football. As soon as you want it back, that ball goes forward into the nearest player who's most likely to score a goal. And you see that within, a few minutes coming on?
He came straight on, clattered into someone, wins it cleanly,
plays it
and we're off. Yeah, into Rashford,
that's not a mistake, that's not an accident. That is hours and hours and hours of training time under Red Bull working on doing exactly that. And that is why scouting's so important, getting the players that will fit in and be able to do that when they come here. It's not an accident, it's not him getting lucky, it's not just the way the ball's dropped. He's practiced that thousands and thousands of times. That's why that's happened.
And that's why Ten Hag wants him, right? And that's why he's here.
Spot on. That's
Even
why
though it was
Ten Hag-
last minute, but still, is why we need him.
That's why we need him. He's a good player to have in the squad. And look, you've got to give Ten Hag credit for that as well. The squad now, every single squad player is playing 10 times better than they have for the last 5 years. It's fantastic.
How good are Varane and Martinez together as a partnership? The smile comes out straight away there. It's like you just want to talk about them.
There's no better partnership in the world. This is like it's a shame they haven't been together. Obviously, Varane's 29 already.
Yeah.
Same age as Van Dijk, by the way. Just saying. How many Champions Leagues has he got? How many has Van Dijk got? But look,
They laughed at us. Apparently, Van Dijk's best in the world ever. Best in the Prem ever. But anyway, yeah. But Varane
it's
and
a shame
Martinez.
these guys haven't been playing together for 5-6 years because the things they would have won, they would have gone down as one of the best centre-back duos ever. It's unbelievable. And as Charlie mentioned, the sort of rotation, Lindelof's a really good player to come in for Rafael Varane. No one's going to be as good as Varane. But Lindelof, in terms of the sort of some of the things he does on the pitch, is fairly similar. In terms of he's a very good sweeper, anticipates things well. Probably better on the ball than Varane, but obviously not quite as good defensively. So, look, it's fantastic the way it is.
Big up Cam, yes, reaction from Cam outside Wembley. Super chat from Soki says, Casemiro, Varane and Martinez is our very own Bermuda Triangle, aka Red Devil's Triangle, where opponents' attacks disappear. Oh, I like that. It's almost poetic, isn't it? Absolutely. We still got big games to come up, and again, that's the important thing about all of this at the moment is, yes, we celebrate, yes, we are reacting positively to our first trophy in 6 years, but it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning because there are more trophies to be won, there are more games to be won. We've got a game on Wednesday, FA Cup, another competition. We go again. Liverpool. We go to Anfield on Sunday. When was the last time we won at Anfield? Can someone let me know in the chat? When was the last time we won at Anfield? Was it? I remember Louis van Gaal winning there. That can't be the last time? Is it actually? That might be the last time. If it is, we've got to go there and we've got to go get a job done. Go there, get a job done, and embarrass them. Because, I mean, I've seen so much. I mean, actually, to be fair, I haven't seen that much from Liverpool this season, from Liverpool fans, rather, because for the last 5 or 6 years, they've been very, very loud. This season, not too much. Not hearing that much. I've still seen them attempt at several points to slag off, United and Erik ten Hag. They celebrated against Cody Gakpo, didn't they? See, we got one over you. How's that working out? Very quiet. Lots of people saying it was the Juan Mata time. My goodness me, when was that? 2015? Was that? Wow. That's a long time ago. We've got to put that right this season. And the difference is you feel like that's possible. In the last few years, you just didn't even feel like it was possible, did you? Saying, going to Anfield under Klopp, they're going to press us, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. We don't care. And to be honest, that's really, thinking about it, that's the next big step. We're talking about steps for United, is we've beaten pretty much every big team at home this season. We've won a cup. We've beaten a big team away. Well, we've beaten a big team at home in a European competition, Barcelona. We played really well away from home. The next big step really for United is that big away win in the Premier League against a top side. I mean, Liverpool, I know they're 9th at the moment, whatever, but still a top-ish side. That's the next step for United, and you feel like that's possible. Anything is possible under Erik ten Hag, and that should be the key thing that we take away from yesterday. Is anything is possible. Look what this guy has done in 9 months. Imagine what he can do in another 9 months, in another 2 years, in another 3 years. Given the current situation when it comes to the ownership, the takeover, imagine what happens if this guy is backed. And whoever comes in, it's not necessarily about money. It's a case of give the keys to Erik. Don't put any roadblocks ahead of him. Give him exactly what he wants, because you've given him a lot of what he would like so far, and look what is already proving dividends for Manchester United and Manchester United fans, and it can only get better. That's the difference. It can get better, and Liverpool, they'll be worrying, going, they're hoping, they're looking, going, I just hope they're tired. You're a good team when they're going, I hope they're tired after playing all of those games, all those competitions that they're in as well. And that's the key thing. And it's a very exciting time to be a Manchester United fan once again, considering the manager, considering the players, and considering hopefully the owners going, even though yesterday they were there lingering around, which again, it doesn't matter. We can talk about that another day because we're still basking in the glory of yesterday's victory. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. See if we can get to 500 likes as we're on the way out. We still got over 1,400 people watching. Less than 500 likes. Come on, we can do it. You can do it. We can all do it. I was gonna say I'll drink the can of Carabao, but I won't. That's a lie. I'm not prepared. We'll stick with 437 likes if that's the case. No, thank you. Nevertheless, be sure to subscribe as well, bottom right-hand corner. As I mentioned, we're let's do another quick subscriber check. We are just under now 70 likes away from 136,000. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. What we got coming up today, of course, we've got Tactical View coming up later on today. Flex and Cam are going to break down the tactics of yesterday's final at Wembley, final victory in the Carabao Cup at Wembley. And then we've got the full view coming at 6 p.m. Full panel of us celebrating, discussing, talking, chatting, debating, all that fun stuff. So be sure to join us here at 6. And of course, then we've got the build-up to the West Ham game. I mean, the games continue to come thick and fast, and so does the content. Have a great Monday, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Peace.